This is a continuation on my previous video regarding tone and how we interact with others, and how it impacts the environment around you, whether in like social environments, like whether you're with friends or whether you may be at work in your lunch break or wherever you interact with people. So I was giving you an example in my previous video, part one. You should go check it out. My experience as a manager, the very first management job that I got, and how I approached that, and the tone I used, and how it backfired. The staff basically gave me feedback that they weren't happy with the way I spoke to them, and that made their jobs really difficult, and they actually wanted to resign because of me. That led me to do some self reflection. I'm eating heated Braai chicken stew. It's in my cookbook, The Naked Cook. You can find it when you Google Brands by Andrea at Shop Property Marketing, and you can shop the book there or you can message me directly. So, anyway, um, that's how that situation backfired. And then I had to do some self reflection to basically meditate on how I was actually treating the staff and my approach and my tone. And then when I went back the next day, I tried a different approach, and then overall I realized that um, you don't have to speak rudely, or you don't have to shout, or you don't have to have that bossy mannerisms um, in order to get a task done. Because if you are, sorry, if you are appointed as a manager, for example, if it's at work, well, yeah, if you were at work and you were manager, then people automatically know they need to follow instructions, your staff. So whatever you say they will do. If they don't do it, then there's processes to follow, formal processes to follow, and that is just the way that you go about it. But other than that, you can be yourself, you can be chilled, you can tell people in a nice way what is expected from them, how you guys can achieve your objectives as a team. Um, that's the way, that is what I learned from that experience, that you don't have to come across bossy and rude in order to get the job done. And we need to um, realize that we're dealing with someone else that has their own situation and their own um, personal issues, for example, that they don't discuss. They're coming to work to earn money, and so now you adding to that extra burden with this rude behavior of yours, which is unnecessary. So this goes back to the main thing I'm talking about in this episode, if I can call it that. It's about tone and how we come across to other people, and being considerate as to how they receive the message, and also um, if you discover that you are the issue, you are the problem in the situation, even if you're the manager, even if you're the boss, it doesn't mean that you can't do some self-reflection and just like adjust your behavior a little bit so that it can benefit the whole team and you can reach your objectives quickly. I'm now using a work example, but this also applies in general with regards to how we speak to others. And basically, if you haven't watched my other videos, this all goes back to my brand called JK. It's about women encouraging women, men supporting women, um, being distinctive, authentic, powerful. That's always the hashtag I'm using. Um, that's the slogan of the brand. It's about helping other women working together so that we can all prosper. And with these videos, I encourage you to share a story and an experience so that you can help someone else dealing with the situation, um, and so they can deal with the situation better. So I do have a question. How do you respond to a rude or bad tone? And what if you are not in a management position or a senior position? You are maybe just a staff member, you just want to go to work, do your job, you're more than happy to follow instructions, but you are receiving an instruction in a bad way. And if you are in a social environment, how do you go about it? If it's a friend that you really care about, or it's a family member and they talk to you in a disrespectful way, and then what is your reaction to that? Do you meet that tone? Do you sort of challenge them and think to yourself, okay, because you're talking to me this way, I'm going to respond to you in the same way, which make the situation worse, and it can lead to a fight, and it can just be uncomfortable, and that type of situation can last for years and years. You know what I mean? So, what I've learned with regards to tone is that you can still say something in a decent, respectful way to someone, and if they don't get it, maybe